Welcome to my Super Mario Maker 2 ideas. So I've been getting a little behind on doing videos lately, and there is one change I'm going to be making. Instead of uploading them on Fridays, I'm going to be doing them on Sundays. I'll be recording them Sunday mornings and then uploading them right after. Before that, I was recording them on Sundays and uploading them on Fridays, but I just really don't have enough time on Fridays to do that. Been kind of busy lately, and I also didn't even get a video uploaded last weekend because I had so much going on. I went and bought a new car, and so I had to take a couple days off work to run around the car dealership and insurance company and all that good stuff. But anyways, I'm going to be doing some Mario Maker videos coming up soon. I'm not going to kind of like pack them all into like one day or like week after week. I'm going to kind of spread them out. But I'm just going to kind of show you some of the ideas I've been working on with this game. I've been coming up with some really fun levels. So one of them was Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I made a level similar to that where you get kind of like the town of Jova. And I'm kind of limited with what I can do in Super Mario Maker because you can only have it scroll up and down so far, or left and right so far. Whereas in this game it was like kind of a long period of scrolling down and then a long period of scrolling side to side and stuff like that. So I kind of shortened like the town of Jova. You start up here and it doesn't quite look as big as this, but then you got to go to the right and do some stuff. I also made like a level where you kind of got the trees in there, and of course for the enemies I had to replace them with other enemies from the game. And I do have a level where there's steps, but it's like, it looks a lot bigger than this being on one screen. And then I got a level where you couldn't put the poisonous marsh in there, but I put water in there, so you have to swim from one side to the other, and there's a couple fish in there. So I mean, you really have to kind of use your imagination, but you kind of see it. And of course I've got the levels, which they look more like castles, but, or no, they're called mansions in this game. So yeah, I got the mansions, but instead of doors I got pipes, because I also have doors in the game too, but I'm kind of limited to how many pipes and doors I can use, so I couldn't make it like fully the length of the game. Here's inside the mansion, which on the inside of the mansion one that I made is only like a couple levels up and down, and in here, in each, like in the real Castlevania game, you have to collect parts of Dracula's body parts in each mansion. Well, in my version you have to collect 5 coins, and I've also put in some power-ups in there. And I even finalized it with the bridge going to the end, and where you have to break these with holy water. I got some ice blocks in there, coined ice blocks that you have to break with fire. So that is one level. Yeah, that's one level I already made, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. And I'm actually thinking about making a much bigger version at some point, where I'm like, each level is kind of like an expansion. So it's not like all the levels packed into one, where it's like, okay, so it's kind of hard to explain, but so this entire game, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, I remade Super Mario Maker, but I packed it all into one level. So eventually I might want to make a world where each level is like from different parts of the game. So I don't know, there'll be more on that as when I start working on that project, but this one's already done. I just don't have my Switch at home with me right now to do a video on it. It's at my girlfriend's house. Here's another one I've been working on. So you start right here. This one's a water level I made, and so you got it's a Zelda level, and you can go through doors or pipes to get through here, and unlock a door. You go to here and get different things. Eventually you have to make your way up here, but instead of a bow, I actually got the on-off switch, which you need to get into here. So you have to go that way and then come this way. So once again, I couldn't include every single one of these blocks because I'm limited by doors and pipes I can use. But like this one right here, I don't think, these two right here I didn't make. But actually, you know what, I did have, I think I did create one here. Oh yeah, so like in the Zelda game, you can get the map and the compass. Well, what I did is kind of the same, but it's just a bunch of coins, and when you hit the P block, or no, it's a bunch of blocks, and when you hit the P block, some of those blocks turn to coins and some of them remain blocks. So when you collect those coins, and the blocks will show you this pattern of this level right here. So that was kind of cool. It's fun. I already made that one too. Here's one I made. Oh, okay, Super Mario Brothers 2. Now, if you watched a few years ago, I think it was like 3 years ago, I recreated Super Mario Brothers 2 on Super Mario Maker. I recreated every single level, and I played all the way through it. Well, I had recently found out that if you're designing, see, I made it all in the Super Mario World versions. You know, it's this Mario character, the mushroom, these type of blocks, that's all from Super Mario World. Well, I was playing around with it, and I was creating a level in the original Super Mario Brothers version, and I found out there's a certain mushroom you could put in there. If you collect it, you turn into the Mario from Super Mario Brothers 2, and it plays the music from Super Mario Brothers 2. So, and it also has gameplay from Super Mario Brothers 2, so I was able to go back to those levels that I made and change all them. So, like this one, for example, trying to blow up these blocks, pulling the bombs out of here was really hard. Now I can pull them up out of the ground, kind of. Because when you're playing as Super Mario Brothers, as Super Mario 2, you actually jump on Koopas and Goombas, but you pick them up. So you can stand on top of them and ride them, just like you could with the Shy Guys and Sniffits, Super Mario 2. And you can pick them up. The only problem is if you get hit, you lose that mushroom and you turn back into original Super Mario. The music changes back and the gameplay changes back. So now when you jump on a Koopa or Goomba in that version, he stomps them, kicks them like he would in the original. But like these cloud blocks here, when you're playing in the Super Mario Bros. 2 version, you can pick those up kind of like digging through the sand. So that really helped me with like this level right here. So this is a recreation where you had to dig through the sand to get to the bottom and go back up. I had to use these blocks, but now that I can play the Super Mario 2 version, I can keep digging. But the only problem is you can't have the 4 hit detections. You know, like in Super Mario Brothers 2, you start out with 2, and then you get the mushroom, you got 3, you get another mushroom, you get 4. They don't have that in the game, so I had to put more mushrooms in the levels to create that. And so yeah, all these levels here have more of a Super Mario Brothers 2 look to them. And it's pretty cool because the music changes too. And this kind of looks familiar. I changed all these to, I think I changed all of these clouds. And of course you got Bowser at the end, supposed to be Wart. So in this one, what I have is a mushroom coming out of here to turn me into Super Mario Brothers 2. And if I get hit, they're constantly coming out, so I can stay as Super Mario 2. And I have the Goombas coming out of this one over here, so I can pick them up and throw them at Bowser, just as you would in Super Mario 2 throwing vegetables at Wart. So that was pretty cool. This right here is another level I made. Now I know it looks very confusing, but this one was inspired off the game Spy vs. Spy, where you got like all these different rooms. But when I made it, is you can go in a circle either this way, clockwise, or you can go counterclockwise. But either way, you have to get the shell, hit the on-off switch, get the key, and get the P block, and you come back here, and first use the shell to break the blocks underneath it, then you hitting the on off switch will get rid of the red blocks, and you use the P block to get rid of the yellow ones. You jump inside, you got the key to get in the door, so that was kind of a fun level I made too. But then I'm still making some more levels. I'm trying to complete like a full, I got Super Mario Brothers the original, level 1, level 2, 3, and 4. In level 1 it goes from Super Mario Brothers to Super Mario 2. So you go all the way through the level as Super Mario Brothers, and then you get the mushroom, you come back as Super Mario Brothers 2, so that was kind of a fun one that I just made. I don't have levels 2 or 3 made. I did make the lava level though. And after playing those 4 levels, you move on to the next world where you're playing as Super Mario 3. And in that one I also did, you know, an above ground world, underground world, water world, or I should say level, not world, but you know, water level. I did castle level, and I have to create the airship level yet. And then after that, you move on to the you get shot into the next world where you're playing a Super Mario World, and you got a bunch of levels from Super Mario World. And a lot of those levels are ones that we've already seen. I just kind of moved them down if they were really good ones. And some of them I even transferred from Super Mario World into Super Mario 3, so it kind of makes a different type of challenge. But other than that, I just really didn't have any plans for what I wanted to do for a game today, so I just thought I'd throw this video, talk about stuff up to come. Sundays are just easier for me because that's one day I come home, do my laundry, and take the trash out and everything. Whereas the rest of the week I'm at my girlfriend's house, and you know, when I get off work, it's like I don't really want to sit down and do any videos. I just want to get home, take my shower, and head back up to the girlfriend's house. So anyway, that's a look at what's to come. And yeah, as for anything else going on in my life, I just bought a new car last week because I had a 2020 Kia Forte, and I've got a big huge winter truck. It's a 1979 frame with a 1984 body that I've had for 12 years, and it's just getting to the point where I don't like swapping back and forth between the car and truck. So I drive the truck in the wintertime, I drive the car whenever it's not snowing. But the problem is that I might go like a month or two with no snow, my truck's just sitting there and not getting used, and it's really hard to start. And it just feels like it's in the way. It's like a big paperweight. So I went and bought a Kia Seltos for $21,000, traded in my Kia Forte. The Seltos is a 2023. It's got a 7-year warranty on it, and it's got all-wheel drive with the option to turn it into 4-wheel drive. It's got the heated seats, so I mean that thing is set for winter or summer. Now I'm just trying to get rid of my truck. I actually had a guy come up and look at it yesterday. I was asking $5,000 for it, but I was kind of shooting high. Figured I'd take $2,000 for a low. But I had a guy come up yesterday and look at it, and he pointed to me that underneath was completely rotted out. That truck is about to fall apart, but he still wants it because that's a truck he's always wanted, even before I had it. But he wants to buy it and restore it, and that's exactly the type of person I want to sell it to. I don't want to sell it to some average Joe who's going to buy it, use it for like a couple months, and it might fall apart on him. At least I'm selling it to somebody who knows how to restore it, because the frame had cracked before and I had to get it welded back together. So that's something that if you don't know how to fix cars, you're probably not going to want to buy a vehicle like that. But this guy, I'm selling it as is for $1,000. I decided to sell it for the price of the tires. So, because the tires are still fairly new on it, so I'm going to get $1,000 out of it. He gave me put $100 down on it, and next week he's going to pay me the rest, and I'll give him the title. I want to print out a receipt too, so So far I'm loving my new car. The only thing I don't like is the factory remote start. I start it up and it seems like it runs for 5 minutes and shuts off. And I can look out the car window or the house window and I have no idea if it's running or not. There's really not much exhaust that comes out of those pipes and there's no lights. See, with my Kia Forte, I bought a remote start. It didn't come with one. I went and had one put in afterwards for $400, and that one had a two-way, so I could press the button and it beeps back to let me know that it started. It runs for 25 minutes, and if you were to look out the window, you'd be able to see that the headlights are on, while the Seltos doesn't have any of that. So I'm gonna stop at the dealership tomorrow and see about getting a two-way one put in if they have them out there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I can keep up to date doing a video every Sunday. So see you in the next one.